For many of us growing up in the 50s and 60s, there was just one car that announced we had arrived, the Cadillac. To own one was a statement of success. To drive one, pure pleasure. While we can all agree that those big land yachts do make a statement, few of us realize that Cadillac has always been a leader in cutting-edge automotive technology. Cadillac Motors, founded by Henry M. Leland, grew out of the philosophical differences between Leland and his partner Henry Ford. While Ford believed the road to motoring success was traveled by selling volume at low price, Leland sought a different route. His approach emphasized innovative design and uncompromising quality, whatever the cost. And in 1903, he began production of the first Cadillacs, producing only 3 cars in that first year. Just 6 years later, Cadillac received its first international award, the Dewar Trophy. This prestigious award recognized Leland's pioneering work in parts standardization. Ironically, although Henry Ford is credited with the success of the assembly line, without his ex-partner's work in parts standardization, this method of low-cost production might not have been possible. From 1910 to 1914, at the height of the brass era, Cadillac rolled out many automotive firsts. In 1912, they introduced the first car to be fitted with electric lights. In 1914, Cadillac introduced the first mass-produced water-cooled V8 engine. It was designed by Henry Leland himself. But Cadillac's most amazing contribution to the automobile was the installation by Leland and Charles F. Kettering of the world's first electric starter on a production car. The 1912 introduction of the electric self-starter opened the door to motoring for anyone, not just those brawny enough to crank start the sometimes stubborn early internal combustion engines. With the electric starter, Cadillac became the only automobile company to win the Dewar Trophy a second time. During this period, Cadillac was incorporated into the growing General Motors empire. Under General Motors' umbrella, Cadillac survived the Depression as makers of expensive luxury cars. In fact, in 1930, as the Great Depression deepened, Cadillac scored another first when it introduced the world's first V16 engine in its sedan DeVille. During the 1940s, production was cut short as the Cadillac factories were converted to tank production. But in 1948, Cadillac once again led the way with the first tail fins. The tail fin was an inspiration of General Motors stylist Harley Earl, who admired the twin-tail styling of the U.S. Air Force's P-38 Lightning. In the 50s, as the jet age dawned, Cadillac took the tail fin to new heights of non-functional fantasy. The stylish 60s and sophisticated 70s saw Cadillac's hold on the luxury car market begin to loosen. As sales slipped due to European inroads into the luxury car market, Cadillac responded. In 1985, with an eye toward image as much as profits, Cadillac tapped Pininfarina of Italy to design a new 2-seater luxury sports coupe. The firm that twice before collaborated with Cadillac, first in 1931 on the V16 and again in 1959 on the Eldorado Brougham hardtop sedan, set about designing a car that would once again break new ground. Pininfarina, headed today by Pinan's son Sergio, created a simple yet sensuous design, the Cadillac Alante.
It's some way like the sex appeal of a human being. The first attraction you have for a human being is the look, and so is for the car.
In 1987, the Cadillac Alante debuted. With the Alante, Cadillac broke the luxury car mold while introducing the first Euro-American luxury sports car. Today, Cadillac's commitment to innovation is reflected in the millions of dollars spent annually on what Cadillac calls its laboratories on wheels, its concept cars. Each one is painstakingly planned, designed, and constructed at Cadillac's Michigan design facility. When completed, the Cadillac concept cars take to the road at auto shows around the world.
Show cars really are nothing new for Cadillac. If you really go back to the 1950s, the old General Motors Motorama days, you'd see that Cadillac had a number of vehicles, including the Eldorado and Seville, that started out as show cars. Today, however, there's an increasingly more importance placed on these vehicles as a technology test bed, as well as trying to gauge public reaction to the acceptability of new designs, new technology.
Cadillac Solitaire previews future technology. A 430 horsepower, 48-valve V12 engine co-developed by Cadillac and Lotus, that will boost the Solitaire to 200 miles per hour. 24-way seats with heat and massage. A rear and side view video system which eliminates blind spots and the need for mirrors. And striking styling. Since 1903, Cadillac has been a pioneer in the automotive world. With their laboratories on wheels, Cadillac hopes to continue what Henry Leland started so many years ago. Building cars that redefine the art and science of design, keeping the Cadillac automobile the standard of the world.